Yes, it worked in the end. You can't believe it, but it actually worked. And oh boy, is this game booting up fast if you compare it with Train Sim World 4. You almost have no chance to press the start streaming button. Yeah, here we are. Just imported my profile, but this is all I have done so far. Good evening, my friends. Good evening to you, AJ. Thank you for moderating again. Unfortunately, you can't join during the weekend, most probably, unless we stream to very unusual times. Yeah. Today started the early access period for Train Sim World 5. Sound is significantly different from Train Sim World 4. There are no more symphonic melodies and birds of early morning. Now we have electronic music that reminds you of Tron or similar movies, maybe. Let's see where this is getting us. So unfortunately, unlike Steam players, I have only the stuff that comes with the deluxe edition. Steam players are supposed to have all their legacy stuff already in the game. I have not. Can you change the category to Train Sim World 5? Because that's what we have. Yeah, you're right. There is something like a category in the stream info. Let's see if that works. See if they already have it. And all the viewers are on the Train Sim World 5 thingies. Yep. Here we are. But maybe there are official release streams and stuff like this, so this is where all the viewers are. Nevertheless, thank you for joining me with this. The music is very elevating, isn't it? So what? It's actually a bit too loud for me. Can you hear me over the music, or is this just in my ears that it is so loud? We'll see how we can adjust. It's a little loud. Never try to mix it. Do we have audio settings? I will just tune down the music a bit, maybe. And we can have it running on proper speed. Alright. Do we need something in the settings? Like HUD type and stuff? Or did this just come with the profile? HUD and gameplay. Oh no, we have everything on. This did not come with. This did not come with the display. Hidden. Camera motion sway. Yeah, where can I turn the HUD on and off? I want everything off, obviously. No, I don't want to play with the HUD on. But it was last time the thing that you play with the normal HUD and then just turn it off. Now it is really hard to hear you when the music gets louder again. I see. So we will have to find a mode for how this works with the music. So can you hear me better now? I will maybe tune down the music even more a bit. So... oh, you need to press apply. Hidden, hidden, hidden. Well, we'll see. We will see where we get with our HUD settings and how I can do it. Well, was back to 100%. Yeah, it was back to 100% because I did not select apply. Okay, let's just jump into it. Well, no, I really want to test out what there is. High, is there ultra, very high, ultra, low, and see what my PC can do and what the performance is. All right. Hello, you got an ad break? I'm sorry, I did not activate this on purpose. But great to see you, Ravens Lofty, on the chat. If anyone can tell me how I can change my settings that there is no ad break at the beginning, I'm too glad to do this. Nope. So what are we going to play? Frankfurt Fulda, maybe. Since we bought the deluxe edition, last played the Vectron FlixTrain. Maybe we just use... oh, how big that is now. Actually, there are not so super many services. At 8, at 10, 1 hour, Berlin to Stuttgart. That's actually your name, yeah, Hannah Ravensloft. And I agree with AJ, this is really a cool name. Well, check it out, how it works. And then we can adjust. So this is obviously, those are my very first steps here. I did not get anything in advance. I just bought the deluxe edition and jumping into early access. And we are getting no tips. But I like the music, to be honest. Sounds a bit like Daft Punk. Drive this passenger service from Fulda to Frankfurt. And, well, I acted a bit selfishly to see what I can do on a locomotive that I already know. So see how that works. Doesn't look so bad, but you can already feel a slight lag in the performance. Hope they changed the allocation of the displays. Signal build should be okay. Cameras we cannot have. Quick bar, Oberstrom. Where is the IFB to activate? Ah, here.
RFB.
Then we can release the brakes. I already saw an HP2. We're starting. No, we are supposed to unlock the doors. Then we will do that. So it is not the traditional hot. We're seeing a lot of things. Let's see if we can control guide, hot guide, options. If we can change this. Motion blur, no, I don't want that. But where can I change the CD radar? You succumbed and bought. Subtitles. Crosshair. That's what I want. Hot type, here we are. Normal, and then turn it off. Let's see if that works. Yes, it works. That's the setting that we used to have, and that we worked quite well with. Oh, here is the ICET that you can always recognize easily because it has those very pointed windows at the front. At the other versions of the ICE 3, those are cut. All right. Let's see if we can get this train moving. Oh. Ah, I see. I'm not getting the notifications here. Those I want to see, because otherwise you can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, here we are. What is crossed out here? That means no train line, is that true? Do our passengers not have any electricity in the... Alright. Going all the way. Yes, we are a FlixTrain. That's why I, after all, bought the deluxe edition. So that we can be a FlixTrain. Well, we have to look in that thing with the train line later. I think now we can accelerate finally. What is the limit here? 100. So let's just do this. Huh. I did not want to go fast travel. I wanted to... Shift F was my confirming AFB speed button, but this obviously has been used for fast travel now. Your train symbol 4-hour counter stopped at 200 hours exactly. That's cool. Well, I think I have about more than 1,000 hours on the clock here. So we're actually not stopping a lot, right? We're running the whole line. So I have to do it like a console player and actually click on the controls. You know, we're going 160, is that the thing? Boring, he says, because we are not stopping. I guess. But there is no LZB on this route, right? So that we have full access and full need of the GNT. These are the same coaches RadioJet is using here, the Talbot coaches. The Talbot carriages, coaches, cars. It's actually quite cool. Talbot was, I think, they don't exist anymore, a factory that specialized in cars and carriages. And they built the first talent train, and the T in the talent comes from Talbot, if I'm not mistaken. So let's see what works. Aha! The N key now has the low tone for the Typhoon. That is good for running British trains. Yeah. The shadow and track rendering at junctions. Okay, that takes a bit to switch between the cameras. So you can totally feel that we are at the limit of the performance that my machine can do. Yeah, you name it. To be fair, I pumped up every quality selector to the max. Let's open a window. Well, then you have a very good NASA computer. Well, unfortunately not. Maybe a NASA computer from 1968. Well, we can just play around a bit and see what the performance does. Bop, 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 bop. Was it screen? No. Graphics preset. Slowing down to 150. HV signals now. Huh? I thought this was a yellow one. It must have been a green one. Achievements. No, there are achievements on Epic Games Store. And why did we not see? Maybe because we played around. You are experiencing Doppler shift already, Tiger. I'm not quite sure. As in, you're going so fast, the color of the signal changes. Is that so? This should only happen beyond 160, no? Notbremsüberbrückung. But let's see what it looks like if we change the graphics settings to high instead of ultra. Oh. It froze the game, unfortunately. No. It just took some time. So this is high graphics preset. Ah, this is this. And how do I get back? Right mouse button. Yeah, but you can totally see a difference. Maybe not on the stream. The high settings are not so great. You can see a definite flickering here on the screens. So I can't find my controls now without any lights. Keep the reading lights on. Slow down to 110. See if that still works. Or if I should have used some brakes here. What? Probably a GPA. No. Yeah. GPA 2000 Hertz. So doing this with the AFB was not fast enough, and this 110 restriction is obviously protected with a Geschwindigkeitsprüfabschnitt. So that you can't just slow down very late. But I really need to check if there is a way to get a keyboard short for confirming the AFB speed. Keyboard controls. What there is still not is that you can search for certain cruise control. It's Control F. Alright. That is at least something. Yes. Can I already see a speed profile? No. Actually, I missed the reduction to 140 already. Then it is not a big surprise that the GPA for the 110 got us. That was probably the 500 for this signal. Was geht's? If you get a Zwangsbremsung, can you hear that in the entire train, or is this announcement cab only? I would very much think that it is cab only. Otherwise, you can just make an announcement. Please, everyone, panic. Panic, please, everyone, panic, panic. So, VR repeater from the HV system. What should be lit on a VR repeater? This white little lamp. Always. Regardless of the aspect, regardless of the distance, repeater, lighted. And it is not lit, as if Noah had not written a long post about it. And Matt had not promised that he will ask Lucas why there is no little white Zusatzlicht on the VR repeater. Here it's okay, it's a full-blown distance signal. So. Let's see if we get an LF7 for this increase in track speed. Honestly, why stop at that? Stop at what, Ravenslofty? Tell everyone Zugbeeinflussung too, yeah. That's an idea. But sometimes actually if you're riding in the first car, you can hear it through the door. So on the Talent 2 that I'm riding on, sometimes you can hear the beep, beep of the PZB. Limit 2, 112. I have been known to sit in the front carriage to hear AWS horns. Yes. Guilty as charged here as well. Look at our Fahrplan surrogate about the speed profile. This texture just popped in. Here. All the VR repeaters and not one single white light. Reduction to 110. Let's see if the AFB can do this. And I would like to know why it starts the Angleicher if it only uses the e-brake in a situation like this. I think William might probably know. For a moment I confused the SIFA sound with the Roadrunner sound that I was waiting for. Could have easily been the next Zwangsbremsung. Tunnel sound. What is annoying me a bit is that the background color of this screen is different from the others. Is that a lighting effect? Or does it actually have... or is it a different color? Really. What is a bit sad is that there are no new signaling things in the 3 routes that we got. It's German signaling as we know it, GNT we already know. On the West Coast main line, is there something particular? They did not do any dead sections. So probably no power change thingies implemented. And we have done SCCRA signaling for the San Bernardino line. Well, let's see. Maybe we find some surprise. rare chance of TAS. What is TAS? And AG wants a giant cheese. Just wait for the Swiss railway to cancel the giant cheese. Tilt and speed supervision. Aye. Is that supposed to be implemented? Yeah, it is. I think they said so. But is there a special program for that? Oh yeah, I have to look into it. Definitely have to look into this. I just saw that there was a sign, yeah, but I couldn't read it anymore because I was reading the chat. Let's see if we can do 20 with the AFB alone. Tilt authorization. And speed supervision. Well, that might be a thing. Since they have the Pendolino in the deluxe edition, it should have tilting stuff implemented. Yeah, British GNT, that's what I thought. Maybe we find something new there. But I never stumbled across this TAS in the rule book. Maybe this is a special module, but this should be in the driver's handbook anyway. Yeah, best viewers. I've got my best viewers without you, guy. Thank you so much for banning him. DOS to train with what? The 114, right? This is what they put on this line. The pimped up 143 that can go 160. If I'm not mistaken. At least some of them. We will have to check what kind of 114 we got. 114.0 or 114.1. What was it? 160 again. So what do you think of the route so far? It's easy on the eye, I should say. It's nice to drive, it's fast. Shadows are fading in now. Not so much plopping in as they used to. White, yellow, white mast sign for permissive signals. Quite serene, says AJ, she likes it. The route. There was a marker light. Here, this repeater has its marker light on. Because if it's of the old diagonal type and not with the square signal head, where the lines are diagonally arranged but the head is square. And here is the light that I was missing. Here it was on as well, so there must be a shorter distance. Gelnhausen, Heiler, Meerholz. Here it is a full-blown distance. Here we don't need the light if we have the full braking distance. Aha, 200 are allowed around the corner, but not for our Talbot cars, I'm quite sure. And since... well, we will see if we drop into LZB then, or if there ain't no LZB. Here is LZB. So we can accelerate to 200. Do our cars support that? But that's quite nice, so we have actually a high-speed track for non-ICE trains. The Vectron can do the 200, no problem. But we will have to check if the Talbot cars can do that. Maybe not while driving. Photo mode should be good for that. Where is it? Here. Yeah, they can go 200. Perfect! It's always a good thing to check this when you're already driving 200. Where is the U indicator, by the way? You can see the B indicator for being on LZB, but where is the U? What happened to it? Yeah, I should say this is an adequate performance for now. Now it wants us to brake. End Procedure. Signale und Fahrplan beachten. Pay attention to signals and timetable. And now we're back under PZB. Short spell of LZB high speed here. Aha. Now if I actually get enough performance, I can't do it. I have to do it with the keyboard shorts. You know the game. You have to get the AFB lever to 0 and back to the speed that you want. After the end of the LZB end procedure. Otherwise it will happen what happened here, that the train is breaking down. To 0. The LZB on ETCS DMI looks strange. Well, the LZB on MFA 20 with the rounded indicators definitely looks much better. Never mind that the game is running at 30 frames per second. Yeah, actually my game is always running at 30 frames per second because of my TV. And if it is running at the 30 frames per second, then everything is good for me. So My TV screen is the limiting factor for even more frames. Well, I usually am happy with 30. At the moment it is actually dropping down to 15 or even lower. And the problem with the lags is that it sometimes does not pick up the keyboard commands. Well, it's running the route for the first time. This always impacts because of the shaders. Now everything seems fine. Did I miss some signaling again? This menu still exists, but it is now... What color might that be? Bluish green, greenish blue, instead of orange. Yes, but maybe this is done on purpose so that you don't get mixed up between your LZB routines and your ETCS routines. We will have to check on the ECET what kind of display we have there. If we got the split screen display, and if so, if we can see a difference between a restricted and a non-restricted monitoring. What was the problem with the ICE 3 from Schnellfahrstrecke Kassel-Würzburg? Here we have the text messages, so there is no problem. Oh, we're actually already in a 160 spell. Completely missed the sign. Yeah, I hope Geloxo will get around to update his INI tweaks for Train Sim World 5. I really loved his setup for Train Sim World 4. Check our Fahrplan. Aha. Offenbach. Then we're getting close to Frankfurt already. Did you hear about the GSMR blackout at Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof the other day? Those are the things that you always think that don't happen that easily. And plong, all of a sudden GSM radio doesn't work anymore. And thousands of trains are not going in and out of Frankfurt main station. Let's see if we get another GPA penalty break or if we make it this time. I think that worked better. Here's the 11. Did I hear about the protest steam train in the Thuringian forest? No. Unfortunately, I did not hear about that. I'll have to Google this afterwards. Aha, here's the first ICE. So, 3.6 kilometers to Frankfurt Hauptbahnhof. And now we are down to a handful of frames per second. We will have to slow down to 80 before entering. Probably we will be getting signals before that happens. Slow down to 80, I overbraked a bit of, obviously. Aha, here's our repeater with a white additional light. VR0. Slow down to 60 in anticipation of the 500. Signals were kind enough to slow us down to 80 for the switches here. Since I do not know where the signal is and whether it has a 500 Hertz or not. Ooh. Well, if it is as laggy as this, then it won't be much fun to stop the train in the correct position. See how the brakes work here. We can do Schlabber. Here's the 500. Come on. Yes, here it is. So this setting of 1A should not slow down the train further, but it should apply some electric brake. And we are 4 minutes early. That's unrealistic. So I will just stop the train and then I can read what Ravensloft wrote. It will stop early. Well, here we are. The display looks different from the Vectron that we know. Oh great, we can also look at all the non-functional things. Alright. Well, we plowed our way through the route with a lot of speeding in some points, and here we got a speeding penalty for hitting the GPA, even though we were underneath, at least in the graphics. But still platinum. And yeah, actually the figures are adapting now. See, they are changing their size and they are not covering each other anymore. It looks a bit weird because the level and the number of the action points are so close together here. It looks like a really crazy number, but there is actually a gap between it. Already, for your standards, this is bad, says CD Radar. Yes, it is. But well, it was the first run on the route with checking out everything. I know. But still, actually not so bad. So, turn to timetable. Here we have the Pendlino. But then those 3 services is what will we get on the timetable from the deluxe edition FlixTrain? Maybe some scenarios on top of it. So what do we have here? We have the 423, we have the cab car for the Dosto trains, we have the 146.2, and we have this one. Let's just look into this locomotive. Here are many services. What is it? What does this icon mean here? What I would like is here, like, if you got the medal once and you run the same service more than once and get the medal a second time, that you get like strokes or braces on your medal, like you will get with yeah, real life medals. Ah, yeah, what you said. A 50, not a Baureihe 52. The Baureihe 52 would actually be the Typ 2 from Simrailer, right? More or less the same machine. So, an InfraGo downgraded the axle loading of a section of track used by a small freight company such that they couldn't use their diesel stock anymore. So the freight company hired a Baureihe 52 to hold the trains instead in protest. That's not bad. Oh, and I was bound to have a ride on the footplate of a BR52 in December, but unfortunately I can't do this now because they have to clean and fix their Baureihe 52. So I'm not sure what will become of that. And a 52 is quite a heavy machine, right? Don't know if the 50 is much lighter. So let's see what we have here. The Baureihe 114. Just to check what kind we have. We have a 14.0. So this one should be limited to 140 then, no? Does it say anywhere? Yes. 140. So we cannot go the 160 here. And thus the speed selector doesn't select anything if we don't have the reverser on. And it does not show us any captions. It's a bit sad. Did I switch that off completely? Maybe here it is connected with a different setting. Aha, now we can see it. Yeah, the speed selector goes to 160 here. Interesting. Locomotive can only go 140. And it's already starting doing stuff. Alright. So that is one thing. The Baureihe 114. You might remember this as the Baureihe 143, and this is a pimped version, just like the 112. And I think this is the second but latest pimp of this locomotive, because the 114.1, at least there should be some specimens that can actually go the 160 that are indicated here. So main menu. Let's see what this, the 411, the ICET. Let's have some. Yeah, but I like this vintage electronic music. Split screen, I see. Okay. Then I am afraid.
Störung. Störung.
Türen geöffnet. Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
Conductor mode. Well, I'm not so super keen on conductor mode. Oh, we can see our panel now completely here. You remember in the old version of the ICE3, you always had to open the panel behind your back. can do GNT, obviously. Ja, nein. Neue Technik. Very nice. What is that? An ETCS switch. Ein would be the other one. Fortunately, we cannot use it.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
So here we have the Ü that I was looking for on the Vectron. Now we're starting in LZB. And at the same time we have PZB on. Can that happen? AFB we actually have to...
AFB. AFB. AFB.
Let's see what we get here. The brakes are released already. Doors are closed. AFB holding brake was probably active. The signal is again one of the kind that you cannot see because it is behind the station roof. That is always extremely helpful. The game rewards for using the throttle. There is a sound, but it is very soft. And why do we have the 85 and the PZB indicator if we are running under PZB under LZB already? Yeah, for using the throttle and for using the doors and for using the reverser. I think this is very, very old stuff that is still in the game from day one. And you cannot remove it. Game reward that block entire screen. Yeah, that is always helpful too. So actually, if we are really under LZB,
Zugbeeinflussung.
yeah, I should not get anything, but I still have to respect a red light even under LZB. So if we actually get a red signal here while running under LZB, it would be weird. Actually, I thought we are starting in Frankfurt and running up to Fulda. Already read it wrong. So where is my signal? Good thing I switched on the fog so that I don't see it from so far away. I think it is green, but is that any... Yeah, I think it is green. That is weird. As soon as I try to confirm 140, it sets back to 130. So you have to do 10 clicks more before confirming.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Famous last words, I think it is green, yeah. It is okay to say that if the signal is still at the horizon. It's more problematic to say I think it was green when passing it. And the procedure again. Release speed is 130 supposedly, because it can't be the VM set. Line speed is 160 now. Ah, this is because this IFB does not need confirming. That's why I'm constantly very fiddly. Yes, you're right. But unlike in the Vectron, this AFB here does not need confirming. It just is set by moving the lever. I still don't really know why we got the PCB indicators in the part that we were going on LZB. I think they should be extinguished then. That looks simple. Oh, oh, oh. Look how this looks now. Will they fix it? No. Probably not. Since we did start under LZB, we couldn't check if the Wechselblinken was introduced. Because on those split screen displays we don't get any text messages. So they should actually be back to the alternate flashing of the 85 and 70 indicators for indicating a restricted monitoring like in the starting program. And I would definitely want to know. What was that sound for? Don't tell me this was for an achievement. For more than 1,000 hours of playing this game, I have lived without getting achievements. And now they are here as well. I wonder when the tilting part will start. And on what display we are getting to see this.
Siefer.
Don't actually have an Ebula screen here. Yeah, but I should watch the track a bit before I start playing around with the... See? Slow down to 150. Should be on the right screen, right? Try UD. Yes, you're right. How did you know that? That looked so yellowish. Actually, it is neither yellow nor green here. Oh, how did we end up here? It is a high SH1. And look, they increased the font size for the GNT. So you don't need a magnifying glass anymore, unlike in Tarantarampe. But obviously, we all agree this is totally fictitious here. S? Why did it show an S? What did we get that Zwangsbremsung for? Maybe something we did not. And now, do we have to do the same thing? Aha. Somehow I wanted a Nullstellung of the AFB to get into the GNT. So we are 160 and the next one will be 160 again. Die Lupe. Yes. A magnifying glass. Now I can watch it like this. Achievement? No, not an achievement. A reward for using the headlights. Aha, now it is count. Oops, there was the tunnel lighting. Now it is actually counting down on this screen here. Okay. That would not have been necessary already. Is that green or blue buttons? Yeah, they have this greenish blue or bluish green. Turquoise maybe. Oops. So that's not a bad thing here with those. Cyan, yeah, you're right. Yellow, magenta, cyan. At least in Germany it is cyan. So are we tilting actually? Can anyone... Don't scare me with sounds like this, please, if I'm in external cameras train. Yeah, but shouldn't there be the G indicator indicating that we are closing in on a speed change point? So we get the sound for the speed change point. Oh! There it is. But only flashing in the last moment before we get there, and actually we were a bit too fast. So, with increases, does this already take our train length into account before it allows us to accelerate? Or do we still have to wait for our train to run the distance? Let's just see. Increase to 140 in 600 meters. $150, 150, that... Nah. Now it switched. Okay. You get to the beginning with this countdown, and then it takes your train's length until the worksum, the current setting, the applied setting, switches. The pantograph tilting, yeah. I'm not sure if I can show this. Here you can see it tilting. And the pantograph has to tilt in the opposite direction so that it doesn't lose contact. Not to get confused with the speed markers, because as we know, we can go faster on GNT. So we get the G indicator flashing twice just before the limit takes place, but we should have it lit steadily before we get the flashing, if I'm not remembering this incorrectly. I think it lights up like 200 meters before the switch or something. Oh, that was again this wall popping in. So you should it lit steadily and then flashing and then beep. Oh, the beep with the flashing. And the beep already with the steadily lit. Don't know if this is different on the ICE-T, but at least this is how the GNT is described in the directive dealing with it. And as we have discussed it on the GNT video. Flip, flip. But no steadily lit G. Next one will be an increase again. Here we can maybe see the pantograph lit. Not the pantograph lit, the pantograph tilting. We know when we are in a straight piece of track like here. So at the moment we are in a 160 limit, approaching a 160 limit in 0 meters. And we also don't have those light bluish indicators GNT. And the other one that we have on the 612, for example. If I got my old content back, we can run this track here with the 612 to see how this works out. So somehow we lost the GNT guidance, you know. At least we don't know what will be next. Here's the next reduction. Let's see if this reflects in any way. So here you can see a bit how the pantograph is tilting in the opposite direction. Now we got a new balise. 140 in 3 kilometers. I wonder when we get to the LZB section. So we got the Schnarre. Now it is flashing really long. And 160 soon again. This was just for passing the station here. By the way, does this work on the left screen as well? Because those brakes are more interesting than the other stuff. But now it only says GNT. We're right, I lost my information. Need to find the next balise. Should not fiddle with the screens in runtime. Did anyone check what the graffiti on this bridge says? hopefully we will get a new balise soon. Getting closer to the... Or maybe we just left the GNT area and it was not the fiddling with the screens. Because now we're running into the LZB area. Just like if you're not running on LZB, the B should be off, no? Only the U should be on. We are getting both indicators indiscriminately. So that we know that we are running on neither. LZB? That looks like LZB. Beep! Thank you. But that means we can accelerate to 200. And it has a stop for us in 5.4 kilometers. Let's see if that clears or if we actually have to stop. Ah, now we got the G indicator for slowing down shortly, even though it's not quite clear for what we were supposed to slow down. .2 to the stop. But that's actually sweet. A sweet trait of this route that it has PZB, GNT and LZB installations all in the same route. Don't think that we had a route with all three, because GNT was only on Taranta Rampe and Taranta Rampe does not have LZB. So if we can please have ETCS full supervision and ETCS limited supervision Germany on top of that, that would be nice. Alright, now we get a release speed of 160, that means we're getting close to the end of the LZB part. End procedure. Now the G is telling us that we are supposed to slow down. You can see the red marker for the Sollgeschwindigkeit dropping to our target speed of 160. Nullstellung. And we always get extreme lags here as soon as we are out. I think we need a bit of brakes to make it to the 110 here. AFB alone doesn't do it. Here it is already, and we did not completely make it. Slow down to 100. So does this train really have a magnetic track brake and... or does it have a eddy current brake together with the e-brake? I have to look that up. Because a magnetic track brake and an e-brake on the same bogie would be weird. See if we can check this. Don't think that this train has an eddy current brake. Well, I look at the bogies if we can check the here, and it does not have an eddy current. It has a magnetic track brake. Knorrheitsbremse mit Einheitswirkung. Knorrbremse mit nach Einheitsbauweise. I think it's called R. Electric brake, obviously, and a magnetic track brake. But is that true that this train can have a magnetic? No, it is just nonsense, because here it says it has an eddy current brake, Wirbelstrombremse. And in the Bremsanschrift it obviously says a magnetic track brake. So what is true now? They just took the screen here from the 403, I'm afraid. And the orange indicators should be the electric brake, I guess. The dark blue one the pneumatic brake, the air brake, and this one in the screen here, it is called the eddy current brake. According to the brake marking, this train does not have eddy current brake but a magnetic track brake. Ah, we are back in GNT. How nice. Even though the train is telling us that we're still under LZB. Ah, here it is telling us that we are running on GNT, LZB. But the B should be not on if we are not running under LZB actually. The PZB indicator should be on under GNT because we still have to comply with signal speed limits. Not with the LF6, LF7 signs, but with ZS3 signals at and for this we need the PCB. Twelve kilometers to go. Limit 150 and 2.3 kilometers. And 30 and 750. And then an increased 150 soonish. In 5.7 kilometers, and then we're in Frankfurt again, so we can prepare for getting some signal soon. (100) in 3 kilometers to burn 50 kilometers per hour speed. Should maybe allow 1.5 kilometers for it. But what we can see, if this brake thingy here, this screen is working properly, then the AFB is not only using the electric brake but also the pneumatic brake here. Maybe we're getting the flashing here if we are above or close to the braking curve only. Just like it happens in LZB. Maybe this is the same. Used here for the GNT falsely, though. So, woof, 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 woof. Lagging through this point. (90) in 1.5. So to lose the last click, sometimes necessary to set it below. P indicator. Set as 2. Another increase now. Slow down to 60 in 1 kilometer. Here was a repeater with a flashing green and 60, and I missed the distance signal that is supposed to go with it. No. So the signal speed limits us to 60 a bit earlier than the GNT profile. 1.2 kilometers left.
Zugbeeinflussung.
40 announced. GNT has ended. We actually got 1,000 hertz monitoring here in preparation for the 40 limit. A repeater.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Frankfurt skyline. Indicator 3. That usually means that we are going into a dead-end track.
Zugbeeinflussung.
Is there still a signal before the end of the track? Or can we just roll into place? There is no more signal. And again, we are early. Zugdeckungssignal and scenery pop-in of this structure. Oh. We're already in our stopping position. Why here? Shortly behind the Deckungssignal.
Türen geöffnet.
All right. Home at last.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Okay. Again, some speeding. But enough for platinum medal. So what I wanted to try is if we start at Frankfurt with our service, will we get a flashing, alternately flashing thingy? So here is this thing, not what we have seen in the other... What was it? Was it that one? Yeah. So it will be interesting to find out what this is for. It only appears here. Also here. But not so here. Or is that if you play conductor mode? No. Does it have to do with that? Is it a ticket that needs to be collected? Maybe. I have a feeling that is that. So why can you not play conductor mode on the FlixTrain? Can you play it on that one? You cannot play on this one. Nope. 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 So let's check if we start at Frankfurt. If we start the train in Frankfurt, then we must see if we get an alternate flashing or not. Why is the Viper on?
Störung. Störung.
Zugbeeinflussung. DB gesperrt. DB gesperrt.
Neigetechnik. Neigetechnik. Neigetechnik.
AFB. AFB. AFB.
Use the Vipers. Didn't even use it. Just touched the switch and already I got a reward.
Schließvorgang eingeleitet.
Starting us with a Vorsichtssignal. And that is an interesting thing too. This is a marker light and I set this 12. And the speed of 40 is indicated. Can we have a marker light and it set is 12 on the same signal? Yeah, obviously no alternate flashing, only the 85 indicator is flashing, and this does not tell us whether we are in a restricted, well, we are, because it's the starting program, or not. And that is an interesting signal as well. Marker light plus ZS12 plus ZS3 UV cancel for 4.
Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung.
Yeah.
Zwangsbremsung,
At least that works, because there was 1000 Hertz for the ZS3 UV.
Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung. Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung.
Alright.
Zwangsbremsung, Zugbeeinflussung.
Some things to
Zwangsbremsung,
find out until next stream.
Zugbeeinflussung.
What kind of additional brake does the 411 have? Magnetic track brake or eddy current brake? And is it possible that a signal with a marker light has at the same time as ZS12? Alright. Well, if anyone is still listening, thank you very much for staying with me for the first unboxing stream. If I can muster my strength, then I will maybe be back tomorrow. Is it warning you of an upcoming ZS12? Nah. A ZS12 is never announced that way. A ZS12 is there or is not there, and then you have to go on site plus 40. But with the marker light on the signal that shows anything, for example a ZS12, then typically you should ignore the signal, because then it is switched off deliberately, but then it should not show the ZS12. So the combination of marker light and ZS12, I have never encountered that before. It was warning us of the 40 that was at the next signal. That is probably plausible, but the marker light with ZS12 is, at my knowledge at the moment, not anything that works. But we will find out if this is actually something that makes sense. Yeah, guys, Raven Lofty, CD Radar, AJ, thank you so much for staying with me in this stream. Maybe we will be back tomorrow with a different route, like San Bernardino or the West Coast Main Line. Maybe until then I find out a bit more about TAS and about what brakes we have on the 411, and if a marker light with a ZS12 can be a proper signaling. Have a nice time until we meet again. Thank you so much, and bye bye.